Hello, party people. Okay, I'll keep this as concise as possible. I've noticed that I don't exactly touch grass as much anymore. I don't think I'm a hermit, but my going about my adventures don't really involve the outside world anymore. The only time I go into the outside world are like obviously the supermarket, work, and the gym usually, and that's about it. I mean, I'm not sure I want to get better at this, but I noticed I got better about going out to eat, even if I was by myself. You're your own best company, right? Is that a saying? Did I just make that up? Um, and there's a good reason why. I think there's a good reason at least. I was listening to some recordings of certain femboys, and I realize I'm not a part of that community as much anymore, or even at all. I don't know. To make a comparison, you can even say this about Finn at the top of the mountain. He's petrified of going outside dressed how he dresses, and that being dressed as a woman. Now, obviously, I can't relate to that. It's not yet. Uh, because, like, if he went outside and someone recognized him, someone he knew personally, he might not be ready to have that person know that. The other issues are obviously harassment. I don't know, fucking like an instance of violence. Who the fuck knows? But they're not touching grass for their reasons. I'm not saying it's worse or better. I am still, mostly it was with the pandemic, plus or minus whatever year, however many years. I think you guys heard me say this before. During that time, it's continued till now. Obviously not as big, obviously not as threatening, but up until now and since the pandemic started back then, I've experienced more racism than I have at any other combined points in my life. And it just kind of got unhealthy from there. I noticed I was talking to people less, like verbally. Like I had plenty of time to be texting people or fucking typing to them. Which brings up another good point. What did I do for fun? Sitting in this room all day. You're looking at it. I was doing a lot of online gaming. Met some good friends that way. Unfortunately, we may not touch grass together. A lot of them are not local, unfortunately. But I still keep in touch with them. They're still around. And when I say not local, I mean more than just like quite a distance, in some cases the opposite coast. So I'm just saying. And even with the mask on, like it wasn't it wasn't something I keep hidden, because as soon as they saw my eyes, take that as you will. Um, I mean, like, some people can say, like, why are you letting those other people win or whatever, you know what I mean? Why are you letting them influence you and get the better of you, get the best of you? I don't feel like I am. Um, a whole new can of worms opened when I just stopped needing people. Maybe not needing people is too harsh, but for a long time I was okay with my life, and um, it was like I knew it was unhealthy, because supposedly people need other human interaction. I mean, I'm just gonna talk out my ass about this because I clearly don't know that much about this community and whatnot. The previous one, when you go in girl mode out in public, technically you're putting on a disguise. I can't put on a disguise, and the two situations are obviously very different yet slightly similar at the same time. Um, if you're asking why an almost 40-year-old man-child, doesn't want to go to bars or nightclubs anymore, and someone around there would be like, why not? It's open to the public. You will understand when you're my age, especially if you have kids. I don't have kids, thank God, but I don't know. Does less responsibility justify an unhealthy lifestyle? If you acknowledge that it's less responsibility, like God forbid someone followed me home one day, even during the peak, and or the falling off. It's like an essay. You go to the peak and then you go falling action, rising action. Um, I just wish there was an easy answer to this, and I get that it would have to start with me, obviously, since this is quote unquote my problem. Yeah, I didn't want to leave you guys without a video for 3 days again. I have a really bad habit of doing that. There was a time when I was making one video a day at least. I sort of feel like I ran out of content a bit, which is fine. I mean, like I shouldn't run out of content judging by the activities I do, hobbies, interests, whatever I do for fun, whether that be by myself or not. I was just checking the time right now because I was getting a little hungry, but someone I confided in said maybe I need a vacation. A vacation from what? Society. 'Cause I'm doing that right now, so I guess I took it a little bit early this year. Hopefully, work expands in other areas, and maybe, just maybe, it would be something I do on a regular. But after a previous incident, I'm not so. I don't want to get my hopes up. Yeah, going back to what I was talking about like the so-called racism and whatnot. Um, what if I took someone who was racist and placed them in like a city, like downtown area of China? Now, despite what you may or may not know about China, it is the most populated country in the world. Um, it is not like Japan, where there's a very small amount of violence and crime and whatnot. Like almost nobody owns a firearm. But in China, from what I may or may not know, it's called protection money for a reason. So if you decide to act a fool like you did in America in downtown, do you think crime doesn't exist in the most populated city, the region in the world? Even if you include other countries, like there's no Asia in general is a pretty populated area. Um, so if you don't think anything would happen if you gave a Chinese person like a dirty look or said something under your breath, so you don't think the triads exist? You don't think protection money exists? And is protection money, is it basically like stealing, taking advantage of, pretty much? But maybe I watch too many soap operas. But who do you think the owners of businesses and what small businesses, who do you think they pay the protection money to? Because I'll tell you right now, it's not the police. So if in your made up world where the triads don't exist, the Yakuza don't exist, the Little Rascals don't exist, 20 fucking Vietnamese people fighting one guy doesn't exist. It's like, if you wouldn't do that in China, why would you do that to someone in America? Is it because it's home turf, it's home base, home territory? Come on, come on. Obviously, very little is known about the triads. They do exist. It's been confirmed they do, even to this day. Um, and if you think gang violence doesn't exist in America, I'm pretty sure I remember the Bloods and the Crips starting a temporary truce, a ceasefire, because the pandemic was going on. So even American gangs were willing to hash out their differences for the sake of everyone's health. Why can't other people, quote unquote other people like the people I live with in the city? How hard is that? But hey, I guess when alcohol is involved, anything goes. Apparently, that's just how it works, right? You get pulled over or something, you just say, "Oh, sorry, I'm drunk tonight." That's why I made that mistake on the road. Um, yeah, this is a completely different video topic, but it's just weird how everyone thinks alcohol is an excuse to act a fool, to do stupid shit. No, it's not. You can't blame it on alcohol. Despite what that song says, you can't blame it on it. All right. I didn't want to leave you guys with nothing, like I said, but I probably went rambling a little too long on this one. Just giving you a taste of what, you know, TCB rambles about multiple topics. I gotta think of a better title than that. All right, guys. Well, that's that's all I got. You know what? I want to say, take care of yourselves and each other. But when you're not acknowledged as another human being, as a person, then you're not really taking care of everyone else, are you? Nevertheless, take care of yourselves. Enjoy.